Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Monday, July 1st, 2024. There was some big news in the United States today. A Supreme Court ruling has actually caused quite a stir. We're going to take a look at it in this video and then ask the tarot if there's some additional insights and information that we can learn. Let's go to a compilation I've got. It's by no means comprehensive. It's just going to show you some of the things I read as I was making myself familiar with the subject so that I could ask an intelligent question of the universe. Let me take you to that compilation. If it interests you, click on the Facebook link that will be in the video description box for this video. All right, Mr. T said today, big win for our Constitution and democracy. Proud to be an American. I wish he had said Federal Republic, but oh well. There were actually, normally I don't do too much recommending of Gateway Pundit, but they have a couple of very good articles about these two, this situation today. I'm gonna click on this real quickly and just show you, if you go to this one article, it does include the official ruling. If reading 119 pages interests you, it is there. You won't have to go to any other links to see what's going on. So the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that Trump has absolute immunity for his core constitutional powers. Former presidents are entitled to at least a presumption of immunity for their official acts. The Supreme Court ruled there is no immunity for unofficial acts. Jack Smith's D.C. case against Trump will be delayed again as it bounces back down to the lower court to the same judge, Tanya Chutkan, that did not even allow him a hearing before deciding that he didn't have immunity previously. So it looks like now what's going to be going on is that the big contention is now going to be official versus unofficial presidential acts. So if you want to see Mr. T's reaction, he responded to the ruling on presidential immunity here in this article. I do think of those two, the first one is the more important one, just for your information. Then I went to a discussion site that I like to read because there's some really intelligent anons that gather there and discuss current events. And one anon stated about this, the indictment's allegations that Trump attempted to pressure the vice president to take particular acts in connection with his role at the certification proceeding, thus involve official conduct, and Trump is at least presumptively immune from prosecution for such conduct. Okay, now they go on. It goes on a little more lengthy, so I'm not going to read everything to you. Like I said, click on this if you'd like to see these comments that I thought were very well put. Another anon replied to his statement here and said, or hers, the way I see it, as Commander-in-Chief of the USA with a sworn duty to defend our Constitution and all enemies, foreign and domestic, President Trump could have, and in their opinion should have, given his subordinate Mike Pence a direct order to uphold the Constitution and not certify the election. The notion that anything Trump did or said to encourage Mike Pence to obey the Constitution as being somehow illegal is an absurdity promoted by the left and political enemies of Trump. Okay. Now, another very relevant anon comment was, Trump also had a duty to take official actions against foreign agents and organized crime. So his devolution and COG, continuity of government actions, are safe, even if they get made public. They don't have to be, remember. COG doesn't have to be publicly announced. And they likely cannot be undone, except by Mr. T. Devolution is an official act. Okay, here's another comment about COG and devolution. Okay. And then this is for interested parties that are following along through this compilation. If anyone, this is for me, libs, tries to claim that Trump's actions with Pence were not official, refer them to this video I've got a link of here. It's 48 or 49 seconds of Pence himself admitting that not certifying the election would have been illegal and therefore official process. So in Mr. Pence's own words, the certification of the election was a valid, official, and legal process that he chose not to pursue and just certify the election. Interesting, huh? But this is a big win for Mr. T, and it's going to put at least a little bit of brakes to the constant lawfare that's being leveled against him in an effort to, I don't know, break his will, break his bank account, whatever. Like I said, and I've said before, the United States is now officially a banana republic where political opponents are legally targeted rather than just simply, the old time mudslinging, calling names, asking them to justify this position or that data point or something, seems to have gone out the window. So anyway, here's what I want to do with this tarot read. Let's ask if this Supreme Court ruling today, 6-3, regarding presidential immunity for official actions, is going to kind of be a start of a reduction of the lawfare being levied against Mr. T, plus other insights and information the universe wants us to know. Okay, now this is going to be specific for this timeline and specific to anyone who is acting under the auspices and authority of the person known as Mr. T. I don't think we have 2.0s to worry about, but if I phrase it this way, where the universe is extremely literal, we can get a read on some of the 2.0s or 3.0s or 4.0s that are in the public eye right now. So don't think I'm gullible, and don't think that, and I can't comprehend that that's a possibility, because if you've watched any of my videos, it comes up pretty frequently that we do realize that there are stand-ins, imposters, masked individuals, and even clones. Not to mention the CGI where there's nobody there in actuality at all. Anyway, going on with some of our public officials. But we still want to, since those aspects of or avatars have the power and authority of the real one would have, it's worth keeping tabs on them. And that's why I do. It's not out of gullibility. It's just out of due diligence to be an informed American, citizen of the world, whatever. Okay, let's find out what the universe wants us to know about today's Supreme Court ruling, and if that's going to start easing some of the lawfare being levied against Mr. T, plus other insights and information the universe wants us to know. And remember, if anybody questions whether his actions were official or legal, referring back to that Mike Pence video about the certification. That seems to be where some of their contention has been, was that Mr. T was not in favor of having the election certified. And I won't go down that road. So let's see what the universe wants us to know. Okay, now, just one more time. On this timeline, and for the person seen in the public eye and acting under the auspices of Mr. T, who I believe is Mr. T 1.0, thanks to some miraculous intervention time and again on the part of some of our wonderful Alliance friends and loved ones. Is this ruling going to help decrease the lawfare being levied against him, plus other insights and information that you want us to know? Okay, it is a happy day. We got the 4 of Wands showing up, 4 of Swords. Okay, we've got the 8 of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles. We've got an Ace of Cups, so already we have a hard yes that this is going to initiate a reduction in some of the lawfare being levied against Mr. T. We have the 3 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. Now, let's look at this. I'm going to tell you intuitively what I'm getting, and then we will go from there and look at elements of the cards that kind of bolster that, because this is, as always, kind of a blend of intuition and insights from the cards. Okay, so our question was indicated by the 4 of Wands, which is a card talking about very much a celebration, a union type of thing, a coming together, and just a really good harmonious energy card. But we're also getting some information here that there's some information about my question that I posed to the universe that is being held from us. Absolutely held from us. Now, it may be a while before it comes out. This may be kind of it for now, but there's some more information that is not yet available to us from the cards or intuitively. In the recent past, we had the Eight of Cups, which is a turning point. So again, where we got the yes here, we have reached a turning point in the lawfare being levied against Mr. T. That's fabulous news. The present, we've got a very firm foundation showing here for what has moved forward from the Supreme Court and will now continue as far as changing the parameters of what is allowed to be levied against Mr. T. So there, and this again, this is also we got a couple of marriage cards here, kind of interesting. So just a nice conjunction of energies that is just very telling that there is a change in the wind and it's positive. It's absolutely positive. Near future. Our main card for the near future is celebrating via the Ace of Cups, okay? So that there's a lot of potential for some really, really good things in the future going on here. Now, we got some interesting cards on either side of it that kind of impact it. Now, where this Three of Swords can often be kind of a contentious type of card, and not one that's that I like to see show up much. It is bounded by very positive cards on either side of it, which kind of mitigate the energy. So often with the Three of Swords, we have a nod to the fact that there may be some, first of all, lies, some heartache. And often in my political reads, this indicates a 2.0 version. And maybe just a nod to the fact that, as I was saying it in the video, that I realized many of our public figures are 2.0s. There are times when a masked individual does seem to be Mr. T. Part of that's shenanigans on the part of the deep state. I hear they made a clone of him, and then sometimes it's just because for his safety that they make a decision at the last minute to bring out a double because there's been a credible threat to his safety. And so sometimes in public appearances, we know when Mr. 6'2", Mr. T ends up standing by someone we know to be 5'8" and they're eye to eye, we know it's someone playing the part. Now, the other insight is there's still going to continue to be, Mr. T, because of the role he has agreed to play on the world stage, is going to always be facing some shenanigans and backlash, okay? But he stands determined. He still is very determined to see what he made a commitment to the end. And that's beautiful to see. So no matter what lies are levied against him, he's still very determined. Let's get some more cards because this is an important question. Well, any question about this far up the food chain in the American representation is important. We have Queen of Cups showing up and working with the Ten of Pentacles. Those very nice cards to see together. We have the Five of Pentacles and the Magician. So we've got a number of major arcanas plus the Ace that showed up today. So that's kind of neat. Okay, I shouldn't say number. Well, I'm sorry. We have a major arcana showed up. And then the Ace and some good happy cards. So Queen of Cups, emotional intelligence always is what she's talking about. An energy that can be a little self-absorbed. So we don't want to get, again, just a nod from the universe, not to get too caught up in the headlines, the drama, the news, and then any shouts and whining on the part of people that aren't happy with this Supreme Court ruling. Just kind of tune them out. Be very careful who and how much energy you give to any situation or individual. That's always good advice. But yeah, we've got cause to celebrate. Absolutely. This is happy news. Absolutely. Now, we get less impactful as we go on these additional cards here. These are for the near future. There is going to be a time. I think we've had that as we woke up and others around us didn't. We've had to kind of decide to go it ourselves, go it alone on the path of seeking truth and information that wasn't readily available or wasn't had been muddied and obscured for us. So that is something that's going to continue to be something that we who consider ourselves to be awake have to just, it's part of it. It's just part of that life. Not everybody is choosing to wake up, and we've kind of come to accept that. It's going to continue, just a nod to that. But the magician, we have the chance to make manifest a very different and much better future. Absolutely. And the magician has access to an infinite amount of resources. So we have within us and available to us everything we need to take these positive steps and make them manifest and magnified and beautiful. Let's recap. The Supreme Court ruling today, 6-3, that presidents have immunity from prosecution for official acts in office or even after they're out of office, kind of was affirming, I thought. So we asked the universe, was it? Now, the universe gave us a very definite yes, because my question was, is this going to indicate a reduction in the lawfare being levied against Mr. T in the Banana Republic, formerly known as the United States of America? We got a yes for that, okay? And that today is truly a good day where this ruling is something to feel very positive about. Absolutely. We got knowledge right across from that telling us more, but there's more to this story than is public at this time. So there's more going on. At this point, we have a lot of the information about this situation, but we don't have it all. So there is more to discover as time goes on. Maybe other rulings, I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Long ago, I did a video well over a year ago about, was there a Supreme Court ruling that had been kept secret? And the cards told us, yes. So let's see if that ends up being what the cards are saying is still in the background, not ready to be disclosed yet, not going public yet. Or maybe it is some of those continuity of government documents, things like that. I don't know. We'll see as it unfolds. But we got the yes. We did get a little nod to the fact that there's still some, for those of us that are so hungry for a world where there's more truth, where there's integrity in reporting and in the news that's available to us, we're still going to be dealing with some lies and falsehoods. There are also times when there is a designated person who steps into a place for someone. I've used the example of, if there's a credible security threat for Mr. T, there are times that someone puts on a mask and goes out and takes the stage. And so we know that to be true. So I'm not thinking that we're worried about follow through for any threats of harm to anybody, but just a nod to the fact that in the near future, we're not, even though we've gotten something to celebrate here, and this is going to cause a reduction of the lawfare that's being levied against Mr. T, we still have to deal with and use our discernment with the fact that we're not always given good information, that it is deliberately obscured and kept from us via the mainstream usually, but we also have some sleepers in the truther community who are doing their part now to cause confusion and disruption and what have you. So, but Mr. T is just absolutely determined to see this through. This role he accepted and the changes he is trying to be heading for us, he's very, very determined to continue that. We have reason to celebrate. Okay, it's okay to feel positive about this decision today, and we do have cause to celebrate. We do also need to know that because of the continuing lies and confusions that are put forth, there's times when we're still going to, we being those in the truth-seeking community that other people call conspiracy theorists, we truth seekers are still going to have to go our own way for a while. In other words, looking at alternative sources for information, listening to our gut, which is called discernment, whatever it might take, there's still going to be a need for that. So those are skill sets that unfortunately aren't going to go away anytime soon, but we have the possibility of making manifest every good and wonderful thing for our representation, for our country, for our world that we want. So don't give up picturing those beautiful worlds, those best possible outcomes, because the more we think of those and say, that's what I want, that's what we'll get. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time and your attention. I appreciate each and every one of you. And just an FYI, my grandson is going to be spending a little extra time with me this week because his preschool has closed for the week. So it may disrupt my schedule a little bit, but I'll still try to put out a video at least every other day. So it might hit YouTube a little later than usual, but there's lots of good things going on. So I'd like to keep reading and keep my content cutting out there to you. So that's it for this video. If you're willing to receive it, until next time, but always, and for always, if you'd like it, I send you love, light, and wish for you everything bright. Keep picturing those good realities, guys. We will make those best possible outcomes happen. Bye.